Hey, what are we doing?
Waiting for the sunrise. All right, so we just finished packing up the car. We're leaving bright and early. We're gonna head up to the National Forest. It's about 45 minutes to get to the closest point from here. So the main purpose behind our overnight adventure is really just a chance to get lost for a little bit. We've been home, we haven't been traveling at all, which is really abnormal for us, but this is our first night out in a very long time. And our whole plan is just to go to the National Forest and see what it has to offer. 2020 is really giving us a chance to rediscover what's in our backyard, and this, with the Dyrt, is gonna give us a perfect opportunity to go out there and try out the National Forest. So for this adventure, we're gonna exclusively use the Dyrt app. So we are gonna go explore in the National Forest, which is in here somewhere, but we need to turn on our layers. We'll just go ahead and turn on all the different public lands layers. So BLM, National Forest, National Parks, apply. All right. So this is, you can see exactly where the boundaries are, which is really helpful when you're looking for free camping. So as you can see, we're here just on the border of Tennessee and Georgia, and we're gonna go right over here to Cherokee National Forest. And then it sort of goes up north in Tennessee. I don't know how far we're gonna go, but we're gonna try to stick as close to home as possible. We should probably mention this. You may notice, you definitely will notice in our video, that our conversion van is nowhere near finished. Our hope was that by September we would be done with it, and it's not anywhere close. In fact, I think we just have like insulation and new wheels on it, so just bypass that. You don't have to have a finished van or anything fancy to go have an adventure. So we've got our sleeping bags, our sleeping pads, some food, and I think some lights in there, and that's pretty much all we're taking with us. This is gonna be a super low-key adventure, and we're just gonna sleep in the back of the van, just dreaming about when it's gonna be done one day. So we were on our way north, just sort of adventuring that way, and we saw a sign for a mountaintop. And so something characteristic about mountains in the South, not all of them, but something that a lot of them have, like there's some pretty signature mountains in the area, some peaks, they're bald at the top, and they're not above the tree line like they would be like in Alaska or Montana where you're so high up the trees just don't grow. No, these are just bald mountains, and there's a reason for it. I need to look it up again. I think it's because they used to clear it, and for some reason they just never really came back, a lot of them. And so ever since, in the little bit that has come back, they just keep it cleared off. But there's a bald top mountain that we're going to. So it's up this dirt road. It's a rougher road than I was expecting when I saw the sign, because the sign made it look like it was like a legit road. Well, pardon the noise of all of our... Careful, careful, careful. Ugh. So anyway, we're getting close to the top. Chris is masterfully driving us up. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. This is getting stressful now. All right, trees have cleared. We're coming up to the top.
I think this is it.
Yeah. Oh, we have the place to ourselves.
What?
Yes! Gosh, people who don't think the East Coast is beautiful like the West Coast, you haven't been to places like this.
I was down outside of Georgia, so sure that I was done, but something in me would not turn around and run. Heard the Lord in California, not remembered who I was another day, with the fear that I've been running from. Like this, with the fear that I've been running from.
I feel like we're gonna come upon like some moonshiners here in a second.
Sarah just said she feels like she's gonna come up on some moonshiners.
This is that neck of the woods.
So here's the situation. We don't have cell service right now. So Sarah has been using the Dyrt and the offline map capabilities and looking at the different roads on there. And she chose this road to go down.
Hey, it's paved. It may be one lane, but it's paved. This is so fun. I have missed this. Oh. It's all fun and games until we find a logging truck out here. This is so fun. Always make sure you have enough fuel before you head off out here. That's my biggest fear, is I'm just gonna run out of fuel and I'm gonna be 15 miles from a road and 45 miles from a gas station. Oh geez.
Oh my word.
You gonna make that?
Yeah. Oh.
You're not gonna make that. Woo!
Here's something that you may not know. I get motion sickness quite a bit.
I always forget though. I'm so sorry.
It's
Leave all of your trouble, leave all of your sorrow. Sit down in your burden, come on and follow. Come on, happy lady, don't wait for tomorrow. Come on, my brother, come on and follow.
oh man, that's so cool.
Come on, my brother, come on and follow.
We are back on top of the mountain. We're back in the clouds and it's really pretty and foggy, and we just found a nice little cleared out circle. Looks like somebody's had a campfire here recently. So I guess this is a common camping spot out here in the National Forest, and we're gonna hang our hammocks up and just enjoy relaxing. Because today is all about us just sort of exploring to see what we can find on all the gravel roads and just relaxing, because we haven't done this in a long time. Wait. Kramer, you wanna go swim? Okay, let's go swim.
This is a really cool spot.
Leave all your trouble, leave all your sorrow. Sit down in your burden, come on and follow it. Come on, happy lady, don't wait for tomorrow. Come on, my brother, come on and follow it. Come on, my brother, come on and follow.
We're not trying to add drama to this vlog, but we do have a question. So we're hanging up the hammocks. Check this out. Are these bear marks?
Like the claws, like here and there, up
See
the
that?
tree.
Did a
I don't know. So there are a ton of bears in this area, really close to Smoky Mountain. So it's just black bears, and they're not huge, but they're very common in this area. And this is it looks like a pretty popular camp spot because there's trash here. So I'm wondering if maybe bears have been visiting here a lot because they know that they can find food.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one up there looks like a claw, like that
Yeah,
too.
that looks like claw marks to me.
They're on a few other trees too, like this one. A lot of
Yeah, there's
vertical.
more on this tree.
I don't know. Maybe we're crazy. I don't know. And we've been to bear country a lot, like in Montana and Alaska, and I've never actually seen that. So part of me thinks it's not, but at the same time, I also don't know what the heck it is unless somebody's just been beating it with an axe or something. I don't know.
So if you don't see this video in the near future,
Hey, what are you doing? He's just eating sticks. Let's enjoy the hammocks.
let's enjoy.
This feels so good. Hey, you interrupted my rock. Move your leg. Oh, you gotta rock me again. Oh, Kramer! There we go. This is so relaxing. We haven't done this in so long. And this is probably the first time in like 4 or 5 months that it hasn't just been blazing hot. Probably not 5 months. Probably more like 3 or 4 months. But it feels so good. Feels like fall's coming quick. Sun's coming out.
So talk to me about the East Coast.
This is the conversation we have a lot. I think that the East Coast, from an outdoors person kind of perspective, is incredibly underrated. I think most people think of the East Coast and they think of cities like New York or Miami or Boston or something. But yeah, the East Coast is overall more developed than the West Coast is. But there are some really cool, rugged and remote places left here. Like where we're at right now, it's not just one national forest. This goes into like 3 different national forests plus a national park. So where we're at, it's only like an hour from where we're from. It starts with Cherokee National Forest and it goes down into Georgia too, and then up through Tennessee and the Great Smoky Mountains and all the way up to Virginia. And it's just this long ongoing like national park and national forest. And it's really cool. And I have to say that we've been a lot of remote places like Alaska and the Arctic and Montana and Washington. And consistently, the places we find here to camp are far less crowded than what we see on the West Coast. And you wouldn't necessarily expect that because the East Coast is more populated, but there's just so much to do. The AT goes like right through here. People mostly focus on the West Coast because yeah, the mountains there they're rugged and they're epic looking. Like the mountains here are they almost look soft. Like they have they're really covered in trees and they just look squishy like broccoli or something, and they've got fog rolling over them, but it's just as possible to get lost off grid here as it is on the West Coast. And I think people forget that. So I am a firm believer that no matter where you live, you can find adventure. And that's sort of what 2020 is pushed us for too, is since we have been staying home and staying put for obvious reasons, we've had a lot of fun just rediscovering what's in our backyard.
So we want to give a big thank you to the Dyrt for sponsoring this video and giving us a reason to go off-grid this week for a little adventure.
If you've never used the Dyrt before or you haven't made the switch to the Pro version, you can use the code LBU to get 7 days free plus 10% off at checkout when you commit to a year membership. You go.
All the details and information are down below.
It's all down there, all the links, everything, so just go check it out. We'll see y'all out there.
Cool.
All right.
Sorry.